Yes, we are live now. Welcome to WealthX Africa. If you can hear me, say hi. If you can hear me, say hi. You can hear me, say hi. Okay, we don't have much time. We just want to quickly brush through our series, Builders Operating System, and we are still on pillar 1. You cannot build what you cannot see. So that is our pillar, and that is our framework. As we are going live now, we want everybody to understand our four framework. As we are going live. So I want us to understand that you cannot see what you can build. I want to copy the link and send to the group. I'm copying the link and send to the group. That's what I'm trying to do now. You cannot build what you can't see. You can't build what you can't see. And you can't build what you can't see. You can't build what you can't see. That is it. We are going live now. 1 minute, please. Builders are the one that has the builder's lens, and until you have the builder's lens, you cannot really do the thing. Okay, let's go today. Like I said in our last live, Builders Operating System. And in the Builders Operating System, we established the doctrine of a leader. What is a builder? We spoke about the builders and what the builder has. The builders are the one that they build everything. They understand that they need to do whatever that they need to do. And if you see anything, any invention, any organizations, it is the builder that built it. And we want to just quickly brush us through the 5 minutes of you cannot build what you can't see. So as a builder, as you are living in through this life, there are many things that you need to understand, that you don't need to take permission to do some things now. But the reality is that many people, they are still waiting for permission to do whatever that needs to do. So as a builder sees ability to perceive value, opportunities, patterns, possibilities before everyone else. So if you can't perceive opportunity, patterns, possibilities, and value before everyone else, you cannot literally build anything. So what can you build now? You know, olden days, before you can publish a book, you need a publishers, and until the publishers approve your book, you can't do anything. Before, you need a producer before you produce a music. Until producer approve your music, approve your lyrics, you can't really do anything. Before you can sell something, you need to get a shop before. But now there are many things that people don't see, whereas it limited what they see. It limited everything about them, and that is what we are talking about. So builders, they need to see before everyone else. You need to see value in everything that you are doing, see possibilities in patterns, and many other things that you need to do. So I'm going to just highlight a few things that you need to understand, that you don't really need people to do whatever to do everything that you need to do right now. So imagine that you are a music singer. Before you need a producer, you need to submit your lyrics. They need to go through your lyrics and see some of the things that they need to see. But right now, all you need to do is to sit down at one corner, release your music, and publish it online. You don't need marketer again. To publish your movie, all these things, you need to understand that you need to do all those things, and you need to understand that everything like that, you need to do it. So there are many people that want to release books now. They are releasing books to to different places. They are releasing books to different places, and then you don't really need to release some books. You don't really need to remove it. And part of the reason is that you are there. No, they know. Sorry for the power outage. Okay, you don't really need to take permission from some of those things. You don't really need to do all those things. So who are the builders? The builders are the one that sees before everyone else. You need to understand that if you don't see before everyone else, you cannot perceive value, you cannot perceive possibilities, and you cannot do some of the things that need to be done. So every builder needs something, and every builder seeks something, and every builder understands that before they can literally do some things, they need to see first. So the challenge is, what can you see? So many of us, we are surrounded by our circumstances. Many of us, we are surrounded by our circumstances. And what do I mean by circumstances? Circumstances is self-explanatory word. Circum, that is the surrounding, and stances is the standing. So it means that the situation that's surrounding you, that's standing around you, that's circumstances. And there are many people, they are being submerged to their circumstances. They never see beyond what is currently happening in their life. And when you can't see beyond what is currently happening in your life, there's a tendency that you cannot think above the pair. You cannot see beyond everything. You cannot move beyond every other ones. And if you can't move beyond your current circumstances, you cannot effect a change. So what are those circumstances that is limiting you? What are those circumstances that you think are holding you back? What are those circumstances that you need to understand, that you need to move above? So if you can't move above all those circumstances, you cannot really see a thing. So maybe you are looking for a job for some time, and then you can't find the job, and that thing has been limiting you in one way or the other. So what you need to do right now is to forget about the job. Not that you don't need a job, but think ahead. Who knows that because you are looking for a job, you are going to stumble on the opportunity that will enhance your thinking, and then instead of looking for a job, maybe you are the one that will create job for people. But many of us, whenever we are passing through one thing or the other, we allow those things to dominate our thinking, and we cannot think beyond the box. So recently, I have a friend that was working on content creation. He has been working on it, and he was keep focusing on what he needed to start it up, focusing on the GR, focusing on the mic, focusing on everything, and then at some point he will release some content. When he saw like one or two views, stop the thing. But what really happened is that when he stopped focusing on the outside and he started focusing on the inside, something begins to change. You know, many of us, we give control to what we cannot see. We give control to our outsiders. We give control to our neighbors. We give control to our uncles. We give control to our parents, not knowing that whatever that needs you and whatever that can get you to where you are going is out of becoming. And you cannot become it if you cannot see what you have inside, because it is the inside game. It is the inside reality that can create anything that you want in life. What can you see? As far as you can see, God told Abraham, as far as you can see. And then in Genesis 15, God called out Abraham, said that look at the sky and see how your descendants will be. As far as you can see, you know, if you are seeing some things and you begin to doubt it, God has a way to push you to where you can see a similar thing of what you are about to create. And when you want to see those things, and when you are creating those things, God is trying to establish those things. As far as you can see, what can you see? You know, many of us, we like the fact that we like to look at people around us. We like to look at the situation around us. We like to look at our peers. We like to look at our colleague. They are going extra mile. They are doing one thing you are not currently doing. So all those things are distractions. They are preventing you from not seeing the reality. They are preventing you from not seeing what you need to see per time. So what can you see? What is disturbing you to see what you can see? So what are the values? You need to understand that in everything that is happening, you need to understand the value, and you need to see from the C framework. So what are the value? Value are the hidden words that many people overlook. Hidden words that many people overlook. And then if everybody can see it, it has no value. If everybody can perceive it, it has no value. So you have to look for what is the different things that people cannot see but you can see. What are the value that people may not see? They may be walking by, passing by those things, and you can see it. You know, the problem is not that there's no opportunity. The problem is that people are working without the builder's lens. The problem is that people are working without objectively observing their surroundings to extract some things. So let me quickly walk us through the C framework. C is S-E-E-S-E-E, C framework. The S in the C framework is scan. Scan objectively your surrounding. Scan everything that you are doing on a daily basis. Don't allow familiarity to create a sense of omission in you. You know, when you get familiar with the situation, it becomes normal. So imagine if you are born in the city of Lagos, everything becomes normal, and then you may not be able to see some opportunity for you to make money. Why? Because you were born in the city of Lagos. But someone that came from a far place, worse than the city of Lagos, they can see one or two opportunities because they can see the differences. Familiarity is not in their picture. So sometimes familiarity is as a result of when you have comfort in where you are living. No, by the time you detest the current thing that you are doing, and then you don't allow familiarity to dominate, you begin to see some things. And then the first in the C framework is scan your surroundings. Scan objectively. Scan with the end in mind. What can I see? What are the inefficiencies in this industry? Don't just walk by something. Something happened to you, something make you angry. You just got angry and you forget about the scene. No, something is about to happen. Everything that got you angry, there may be a solution that you don't understand that you can provide. And some of those things, they have value. What are those things that are making you angry? You need to scan objectively to see those things, and maybe you can create something that money can buy. And number two is evaluate. Evaluate those things. When you scan some things, you have some parameters, you have some things that that people need, and then you evaluate, you place them side by side. Can this one translate to money? Can this one do this, and can this? So when you evaluate some occurrences, when you evaluate some matters, you begin to say, okay, this one are good, and this one, okay, this one is up to par. And when you evaluate those things, you begin to extract some things. So the C framework starts with scan, evaluate, and extract values. You extract value from every challenges. You extract value from every challenges. You know, every challenges have the hidden value. Every challenges has something to teach you. But the problem is that many of us, we are passing through challenges repeatedly. We are not taking something out of it. What are the things that you are taking out of the challenges that you can see maybe in your life, in someone else's life? What are the things that you can learn from it? Are you learning something from what is currently happening in your life or someone else's life? You know, I understand that the life reality is real. I understand that if you cannot meet your basic needs, the three basic needs, the food, cloth, and shelter, there are many things that may be on the line. I understand that. I understand that for you to move from A to B, there are many things that you need to understand. But beyond that, you need to put them behind you. Because if you don't put them behind you, there's tendency that they are going to drag you down. If you don't put them behind you and you are focusing on now, there's tendency that the now can prevent you to have the future that you wanted. Let me tell you the story from the Bible. There's a story that I like so much, and a story about the Esau. Esau allowed the present circumstances to weigh him down. And what are these present circumstances? He came from the bush. Maybe that day he had a very bad day, and then he could not make a killing. So when he got back, his brother just cooked a soup. And Esau came hungry, and they requested for the meal. It's not a bad thing. It's a current reality. It's a biological reality. Hunger is a biological reality. And then, if you understand that biological reality is real, but what can you do when compared to future reality, when compared to something that is economic reality? So because of Esau want to solve the now problem, Esau want to solve the problem within the immediate problem. Esau want to solve it, and he could not even factor the weight of the future economic reality upon his life. But Esau solved the now problem, but indirectly lose his birthright. Why? Because he was focusing on now. So are you focusing on now? So every time that the now is dominating your thinking, every time you cannot think about the future, anytime you cannot assume the builder's lens, every time you cannot zoom the future even from your current reality, from your current circumstances, if you cannot zoom into the future and draw inspiration from the future and use those things that you saw in the future to program your now and begin to get inspiration from the future, there's a tendency that you can miss it. Why? Because there's no now. There's no now. Because if I say now, after 1 or 2 seconds, it becomes then. So you must constantly live in the future. That's the only way you can escape everything. What are the things that you want to build? You want to build a ministry, you want to build a career, you want to build a business. Whatever that you need to build, start seeing now. You need to see ahead. There's another story that I like in the Bible. There's a lady that Abraham impregnated, gave birth to a son, and after some time, Abraham listened to his wife, and the maid was pursued out of the house into the desert. So those two bodies, they have a current reality. Hagar was so hungry, the supply finished, so also the son. Now, Hagar began to worry about everything that is happening around her. But the son was not worried. Why? Because, sometimes I used to say that many parents, they are having supplies in their home, not because they have faith, but God is listening to their children. Those children, they are praying silently, and God is listening to them. And that's why many parents are having supplies to give to their children at home. So when the angel appeared to Hagar, angel said that God has hearkened to the voice of the lad. That means God chose not to listen to Hagar that was complaining, that was even thinking that the child is going to die. But God listened to that small baby. Why? Because he knows that the boy was not focusing on the current reality, but the mother was focusing on the current reality. So what are you focusing on now? Can you see through the future? Can you see? What can you see? The builders see the futures. So what are the opportunities? Opportunities is the favorable opening that can bet possibilities in the future. Can you see opportunities? Do you look at every circumstance the same way? Do you look at everything the same way? Do you look at everything the same way? You cannot be looking at everything. Sometimes some things happen to you just to take you to where you are going. Sometimes you face some difficulties because you need to understand that those things, they are going to shape your life. They are going to shape everything that you are doing. Sometimes not everything that happens to you is a bad thing. You need to understand, to examine, to scan, to zoom some things and derive some value from it. Sometimes you need to learn some things, and if those things doesn't happen to you, you may not be able to learn it. Not everything is bad. We need to shift our mentality from reactive mentality to builder's mentality. Because if you are having the mentality of everything, you need to understand it. So reactive mentality, you begin to feel pity. You want people to just be pitying you. You want everybody to be pitying you. And then you present your matter. People now say, okay, I understand this. And many of us, we are very good to see that people are pitying us. We are very good to see that they are pitying us. We want people to pity us. When we narrate our story to people, I say, okay, I understand that. Okay. See, stop giving control to others. Stop giving control to other people. You need to take control of your life. You need to take control of everything that is going on in your life. Stop giving control out. I have something, let me just digress a bit. I have a framework on having everything that you want to have. The framework of having, and I call it be, do, have. Be, do, have. Becoming, do something and have something. Becoming something, do something and have something. So whatever that you want to become in life, and whatever that you want to have in life, if you follow this be, do, have framework, you can get it. Yes, you can get it. You can get it. So what is preventing many people not to see? What are those things that are preventing many people? Many people don't see, not because they lack this ability to see, but many of them, they don't see because they are comfort with familiarity and fear of uncertainty. Many of them, the fear of unknown prevent them to see. They cannot even see. Lack of curiosity can make people not to see. If you cannot be curious, you saw something strange and you cannot question those things, maybe you cannot see more. So you have to scan our environment objectively, and that's the only things that we need to do. Let me share the story that I like to share a lot. When you are facing with the current realities and you know that things are not going good, there are many options that will come to your way. And those options, they want to determine how you react to them. Many people became reactive not because they lack the opportunity and not because they are not good, but their reality has shaped their decision making. And whenever they are making decisions, they are making decisions based on their current reality. And then we have some people, they provide solutions, but they don't know how to market them. Why? Because while they are providing those solutions, they are providing solutions where they are still keep surviving. And to market them is very difficult for them. Why? Because they cannot see the abundance in the solution that they created. I sometimes choose a low-paying job, not because I don't like money, not because I have enough saved that can take me for some time. I choose those low-paying jobs. Why? Because I understand that my current reality cannot determine where I'm going, and then the low-paying job has a value that I can explore later. And I have a tendency to become someone in that low-paying job apart from the high-paying job. But many people, they choose job because of the current reality of how much salary can this job pay me. So they cannot zoom to the future, and they cannot see that, okay, this job, does it mean that I can be doing this for some time? Can I maintain this job? Can I become something on this job? Can I build career on this job? So there are many things, there are so many metrics that we can see before we can even take a job. It is not bad for you to climb a ladder, but you need to ensure that your ladder is leaning against the right wall. Do you examine the things that are taking most of your time? What are you doing about it? So those are the things. I remember when I was started to play golf, I don't really know what golf meant then. If I should know something about golf, maybe the Volkswagen Golf. That's what I need. That's what I know that time. And I like the environment. The golf course is always beautiful, greenery, and some trees. I always climb the trees to read some books over on the trail, on top of the trees. Then I study how they are playing golf. Then I get fascinated with the game. I wanted to play it. So one day I was coming back from the lecture. I saw people teeing off the tee, and then I stood there. I saw them while they are teeing off. They are playing game. To me, I said this should not be a very difficult game. And that day they offered me the opportunity to start playing golf. I became a caddy, but instead of me to start collecting the caddy fee, I did not collect those caddy fee. I prepared the bag, put those bags inside the boot, then I ran away. Why? Because I don't want to collect those small money that they gave to caddy. It's a big money as at that time, but I understand that if I really want to play this game, this caddy fee should not be my focus. The caddy fee should be can be a distraction. Instead of me to learn how to play golf, I can end up being a caddy. So I reject the short time relief for me to learn how to play golf. But do you know what? It was a seed that I sow. Everybody I caddy for free of charge, they feel indebted to me. And when I wanted to start playing golf, almost all of them gave me something. Some of them gave me golf balls, some of them gave me gloves, some of them gave me clubs. You know, as a young golfer, the bottleneck is ball and some other things. And then when you have those things, it's narrowed your limiting time to play golf. So when you can afford to lose some golf balls, you can become a good amateur golfer in very short period of time. Why? Because those balls are very expensive and you can lose as many balls as possible. So the fear of not losing ball will keep you to be practicing over and over again. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that you need to see value in everything that you are doing. And if you can't see value, you cannot extract something good. So what are the things that you can see? And what are the things that you need to understand that you can see? So this week on Sunday, we are going to move to our second pillar in Builder's Operating System. Like we said, if you have not seen last week's live stream, I beseech you to go and see it. So, and that's the comprehensive one of C. This one is you cannot build what you cannot see. So on that live stream, the audio was a little bit terrible, but you can stay by and see some of those things there. So we are moving to the second pillar, which is move. Not everybody that see move. And until you move, even if you see and you can't move, it may end up in regret. So many people saw when Bitcoin was less than $1,000, but very few people move. So if you can see and you can't move, you are still going to end up in regret. So what can you see? And if you can see, can you move? Not everybody that sees move. On this Sunday, we are going to go to our second pillar, which is move. Builders move without certainty. We are going to unlock everything in Builders Operating System. So this is the first framework. This is the first pillar. Builder sees before everyone else. What can you see? And if you cannot see 5 years ahead, 6 years ahead, 7 years ahead, 10 years ahead, you may not be able to know how to navigate yourself to what you cannot see, because you are just going without direction. It is good to have patience. It is good to be waiting, but waiting without foresight is a waste of time. So waiting without foresight is a waste of time. So this one, we are trying to tell you that you need to perceive, you need to see, and if you can see clearly, you can see the right direction, and you move to the right direction, it is sure that something good is going to happen. So until I see you on Sunday live stream, subscribe to this channel, click the notification button so that whenever we go live again, you can see us. See you on Sunday on our second pillar of Builders Operating System. My name still remains Leye Oladere. Welcome to WealthX Africa, where we build system and we are creating legacy. So join us in this movement. It's not going to be normal channel. We are going to be talking to ourselves. We are going to be building our mindset to become a builder. Just like I said earlier, builders are the one that effect change in every community, and I believe that we are going to shift from performer to become a builder. See you in our next episode. Thank you.